I want you to think about something. You have a big goal, a very important goal for your career. Maybe it is a promotion at work. Maybe it is leading a new, exciting project. Maybe it is starting your own business. You are a smart woman. You are a strong woman. You have the skills to achieve this goal. You feel excited when you think about it. You think, yes, this is my time. I will do this. But then, a new day starts. It is time to work on your big goal. And something strange happens. You do not start. You sit at your desk, and you suddenly feel the need to check your emails. You read every single email, even the old ones. This takes 1 hour. Then, you look at your desk and think, my desk is a little messy. I need to clean it. You spend 30 minutes organizing your pens and papers. Your desk looks perfect. Then, you decide it is a good time for a coffee. You go to the kitchen. You make your coffee. And you look at your phone. You see news. You see what your friends are doing. 1 hour passes very quickly. Before you know it, half the day is gone, and you have done zero work on your important goal. You feel a little bad. You feel a little guilty. You tell yourself, it's okay. I was busy. I will have more energy tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the day I start. But tomorrow is the same story. This difficult and frustrating problem has a name. It is called self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is when you do things that stop you from getting what you really want. It is like you have 1 foot on the gas pedal and 1 foot on the brake at the same time. You want to move forward, but you are also stopping yourself. It is the #1 reason why many talented, ambitious women feel stuck. They are the only person standing in their own way. But I have very good news for you. Self-sabotage is not a life sentence. It is not who you are. It is just a pattern. And any pattern can be broken. In this video, I will show you exactly how to break this pattern forever. I will share a simple, powerful 3-step method to eliminate your self-sabotage and finally move towards your goals with speed and confidence. This method will change your career. If you are ready to stop standing in your own way and start winning, please take a moment to like this video. It tells YouTube that this content is valuable. And be sure to subscribe to this channel for more career strategies every week. Now, let's begin this journey. To understand this method, I want to tell you a story about a woman named Anna. Anna is a marketing professional. She is very talented and works very hard. In her heart, she is very ambitious. She does not want just a job, she wants a career. She dreams of being a leader. She wants to be a manager. For 2 years, she worked hard, hoping for an opportunity. One day, that opportunity arrived. Her boss, Mr. Harris, called her into his office. He told her, "Anna, our company's biggest client is coming in 2 weeks. We need to give them a presentation about a new marketing plan. It is the most important presentation of the year. I want you to lead it." Anna was shocked and so happy. This was it. This was her chance. If she did a good job on this presentation, The promotion to manager was hers. She could feel it. She smiled a big smile and said, "Yes, Mr. Harris. Thank you. I will do a fantastic job." She walked out of his office feeling like she was on top of the world. This was her moment to shine. She had so many ideas. She knew she could create an amazing plan for the client. That night, she could not sleep. She was too excited, thinking about her bright future as a manager. The next morning, Anna woke up early. She was ready to work. She made her coffee and sat at her desk. She opened a new document on her computer. The white page looked back at her. And then, a small, quiet voice appeared in her mind. It said, "This is the most important presentation of the year. Everyone will be watching you. What if your ideas are not good enough? What if you fail?" Suddenly, Anna felt a knot in her stomach. The excitement was gone. Now, there was only pressure. A lot of pressure. She felt a strong desire to do something else. Anything else. "You know," she told herself, "before I start this big project, I should have a perfectly clean email inbox. That will help me focus." For the next 2 hours, she deleted old emails and organized the rest into folders. When she was done, she felt a little better. But she did not start the presentation. Instead, she thought, "My colleague, Sarah, asked for help with her report. I should be a good teammate and help her first." She spent the rest of the afternoon helping Sarah. The entire day passed. She did zero work on her own presentation. "It's okay," she thought. "The deadline is 2 weeks away. I have plenty of time. I will start tomorrow with a fresh mind." But the next day, her brain found new excuses. She spent the morning reading market research reports that were not related to her project. She spent the afternoon in a meeting that was not important for her to attend. Another day was gone, and another, and another. Soon, 1 whole week had passed. The deadline was now only 7 days away. The feeling of panic started to rise in Anna's chest. She felt angry with herself. Why am I like this? Why am I destroying my own big chance? She was in the middle of a self-sabotage cycle, and she felt completely powerless. This feeling of being powerless is where the change begins. This is where we introduce the first and most important step of the method: awareness. You cannot solve a problem that you do not understand. You cannot fight an enemy that you cannot see. Awareness is like turning on a light in a dark room. It shows you what is really there. For 1 week, Anna was running away from her uncomfortable feelings of fear and pressure. Her procrastination was a way to avoid these feelings. The solution was to stop running and finally face them. So, Anna, feeling completely stressed and defeated, closed her computer. She took a clean piece of paper and a pen. This was her first act of taking control. She decided to be a detective in her own mind. She asked herself the first simple question: how do I truly feel when I think about this presentation? She forced herself to be honest. She wrote down the words: scared, anxious, overwhelmed. I feel a huge amount of pressure. Just writing these words down made them feel a little less powerful. She could see them on the page. They were not a big, scary monster inside her anymore. They were just words. Then she asked the next, deeper question. Why do I feel this way? What am I really afraid of? This question required more thought. She closed her eyes and thought about standing in front of her boss and the client. What was the worst thing that could happen? Then she wrote, I am afraid that I will present my ideas, and nobody will like them. I am afraid people will think I am not as smart as they thought. I am afraid I will make a mistake and look foolish. I am afraid I will fail, and if I fail, I will lose this opportunity for a promotion forever. It means I am not good enough to be a leader. This was the truth. This was the real monster. It was not laziness. It was a deep, painful fear of not being good enough. Her self-sabotage was a strange form of protection. Her mind thought, if you never finish the presentation, you can never fail at it. You will be safe from judgment. This is the power of awareness. Anna finally saw her real enemy. It was not the presentation. It was a belief inside her. Now that Anna was aware of her fear and the real reason for her sabotage, she could move to the second step. Rewrite the story. All of us have stories that we tell ourselves in our minds. These stories are our beliefs about who we are and what we are capable of. For years, Anna had a quiet story playing in her mind. That story was, you have to be perfect. If you are not perfect, you will fail, and people will see that you are not really good enough. This old, negative story was the director of her actions. It was the source of her fear and her self-sabotage. To change her actions, she first had to change her story. She needed a new script, a new belief, one that gave her power, not fear. So, Anna took a new piece of paper. At the top, in strong letters, she wrote, "My new, true story." She decided she would not be a victim of her old beliefs. She would be the writer of her new ones. She started to write. She wrote, "I am smart, creative, and fully capable of doing excellent work." She paused and read it. It felt a little strange. She didn't fully believe it yet. That was okay. She continued writing. "My ideas are valuable and insightful. I am the perfect person for this project." And she added a very important line, "I do not have to be perfect. I just have to do my best. My best is more than good enough. It is safe for me to be seen. It is safe for me to succeed." When she finished, she read the whole page. This was the woman she wanted to be. This was the story she wanted to live in. But a story is just words on a page until you make it real. She knew she had to practice this new story until it felt more true than the old one. This began her ritual of reprogramming her mind. The next morning, the first thing Anna did when she woke up was read her new story out loud. Her voice was a little shaky. It felt like she was lying, but she did it anyway. That afternoon, when the old fear started to come back, she stopped, took a deep breath, and silently repeated her new story in her head. I am capable. My ideas are valuable. On the second day, she read the story out loud in front of the mirror. She made eye contact with herself. It felt a little silly, but she did it. She was training her brain to accept this new reality. On the third day, she wrote one line from her new story, "My best is good enough," on a small sticky note and put it on her computer screen. It was a constant visual reminder of her new belief. On the fourth day, she did something even more powerful. She started to look for evidence that her new story was true. She told herself, "An old story needs old evidence. A new story needs new evidence." She took a notebook and made a list of her past achievements at work. She remembered a project from last year that everyone loved. She remembered a time her boss told her she had great instincts. She remembered a difficult client that she successfully managed. She filled a whole page with proof that she was, in fact, smart and capable. This was a turning point. She was not just hoping to believe her new story. She was proving it to herself with facts. By the fifth day, something had shifted. When she read her new story, it felt less strange. It felt more true. A little bit of her fear was replaced by a little bit of confidence. Her old story was getting quieter. Her new story was getting louder. Anna's old story was, "I am not good enough." What is an old story that you want to change in your own professional life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. By writing it down, you take the first step in rewriting it. With her growing new belief, Anna was ready for the final, most important step. Step 3. Develop self-trust. Self-trust is your reputation with yourself. It is the belief that you will do the things you say you will do. Anna's self-trust was completely broken. For a whole week, she had promised herself, "I will work on the presentation today." And every day she had broken that promise. She had shown herself again and again that her word meant nothing. Without self-trust, confidence is impossible. You cannot believe you will achieve a big goal in the future if you cannot trust yourself to keep a small promise today. Anna knew she had to rebuild this trust from zero. The way to build self-trust is not with big, heroic actions. It is with small, almost boringly consistent promises that you keep to yourself. The promises must be so small that it is almost impossible to fail. So Anna made a very small, very specific promise. She told herself, "Today I will sit down and work on my presentation for just 15 minutes. No distractions. Only 15 minutes." This was a promise she knew she could keep. She set a timer on her phone for 15 minutes. She opened the document, and she started to write down some ideas. When the timer went off, she stopped. She had done it. She had kept her word. It was a tiny victory, but it felt huge. It was the first brick in the foundation of her new self-trust. She felt a small wave of pride. The next day, she made a slightly bigger promise. "Today, I will work for 25 minutes. Again, she set the timer and did the work. She kept the promise. Another brick was laid. Her confidence grew a little more. She did this every day. On the third day, she worked for 40 minutes. On the fourth day, she promised herself 1 hour. and something amazing happened. After 1 hour, she was so focused and full of ideas that she did not want to stop. She worked for 2 hours. She was not fighting herself anymore. She was working with herself. With every promise she kept, she was proving her new story with actions. Her new story was, "I am capable." Her actions now supported that story. She was becoming the reliable, high-performing woman she described on that piece of paper. This is the magic of combining a new story with new actions. Together, they create real, lasting change. The final days before the presentation were completely different from the first week. Anna was no longer a person filled with fear and procrastination. She was a professional in action. She woke up every morning, read her new story, and then kept her promise to herself to work on the presentation. The work was not a source of fear anymore. It was a source of energy. She finished the presentation 2 days before the deadline. She used the last 2 days to practice. She practiced in front of a mirror. She practiced in front of her friend. With each practice, her confidence grew. She knew her material perfectly. The old voice of fear was now just a tiny whisper. The new voice of confidence and capability was a clear, strong roar. The day of the presentation finally came. Anna walked into the big conference room. A few weeks ago, this moment was her biggest fear. Now, it was her biggest opportunity. She felt no fear, only excitement. She smiled at her boss and the clients. She started her presentation. Her voice was clear and steady. Her ideas were brilliant and well-researched. She was passionate. She was powerful. She was in control. After she finished, the room was silent for a moment, and then the lead client started to clap. Soon, the whole room was applauding. Her boss was looking at her with a huge smile of pride. She had not just done a good job, she had done an amazing job. A few days later, Mr. Harris called her into his office. He said, "Anna, that was, without a doubt, a world-class presentation. You have shown me that you are not just a great marketer, you are a great leader." And then he said the words she had been waiting to hear for years. "The manager position is yours." Anna achieved her goal, but she had gained something much more important than a new job title. She had gained a new relationship with herself. She had learned how to defeat her own worst enemy and become her own best ally. Anna's transformation from a professional stuck in self-sabotage to a confident leader seems like magic, but it was not. It was a strategy. A simple, repeatable, 3-step strategy that you can use too. Let's review it one last time. Step 1 was awareness. She stopped running from her fear and identified the real problem, the belief that she was not good enough. You must see the problem clearly to solve it. Step 2 was to rewrite the story. She consciously chose to replace her old negative belief with a new, empowering story. She practiced this story every day until it became her truth. Remember, you are the author of your own story. Make it a great one. And step 3 was to develop self-trust. She rebuilt her broken confidence by making and keeping tiny daily promises to herself. Her consistent actions proved her new story was true and made her unstoppable. These 3 steps, awareness, rewriting the story, and developing self-trust, are your blueprint for eliminating self-sabotage forever. You are just like Anna. You are talented, you are ambitious, and you are capable of achieving incredible things. The only thing you need to change is the internal pattern that is holding you back. Start today. Start small. Identify your fear. Write a new story. Keep one small promise. This is how real change happens. Your future career is not decided by chance. It is decided by the choices you make today. If you are ready to make the choice to become the confident, successful leader you were meant to be, then subscribe to this channel right now. We post new videos with powerful career strategies every single week to help you on your journey. Thank you so much for watching. Now, go and build the future you deserve. That's the goal here at English Unshackled.